What if you were born in 1800 with today's knowledge? The first breath you take is thick with smoke, tallow candles, damp wool, the iron tang of blood. Your mother's hands tremble as she wipes the birth from your skin, her fingers rough from scrubbing laundry on frozen river rocks. You want to comfort her, to tell her she'll survive this fever that will come for her in 3 winters' time. But all that escapes your lips is a wail, high and thin, the sound of a child who knows too much. They name you after your grandfather, a man you'll never meet, though you could sketch his face from the daguerreotype your great-great-granddaughter will one day keep in her locket. The village celebrates your birth with sour ale and prayers. You drink neither. Your eyes, too alert for an infant's, trace the cracks in the ceiling, counting down the days until the beams collapse under the weight of a snowstorm that hasn't yet come. By the time you can walk, you've learned the first rule: silence. You bite your tongue when the blacksmith's son breaks his leg, setting the bone crooked while you whisper the proper alignment under your breath. You swallow your screams when the midwife packs a neighbor's wound with dung to draw out the poison. At night, you scratch numbers into the dirt floor, equations for steam pressure, for the speed of light, only to kick them away before dawn. But the knowledge festers inside you, a second heartbeat. The fever comes when you're 7. It starts in the docks, where sailors cough blood into the Thames, and spreads like a curse through the tenements. You watch your little sister clutch her rag doll, her cheeks flushing crimson, and you can't stay silent anymore. You steal vinegar from the pantry, grind charcoal from the hearth, and force the mixture past her cracked lips. When she lives, your father doesn't thank you. He grips your arm so hard the bruises bloom like inkblots. "Where did you learn that?" he hisses. You lie. You say you dreamed it. That night, you hear him tell your mother the church calls such dreams demonic. You turn 12 the day the lightning strikes the chapel. You see it coming, the charged air, the way the birds go silent, and you act without thinking. You drag the smith's scrap metal into the churchyard, lashing it together with stolen rope into a crude rod. The villagers scream when the bolt splits the sky, but the fire never comes. The priest finds you crouched in the mud. You're born? At 16, you flee. You trade a sketch of a spinning jenny for passage on a coal barge, watching your village vanish into the mist. In London, you sell a design for a piston to a factory owner who pays you in silver shillings, then sends constables to your boarding house when he realizes no unlettered laborer could conceive such things. You leave the man choking on his own blood in an alley, his pockets stuffed with papers he'll never understand. The taste of copper lingers on your lips as you board a ship to the New World, where men still believe in miracles. America is wide and wild and hungry. You let them call you a frontiersman, a hermit, a crackpot inventor. You teach a glassblower to make lenses powerful enough to see the cells in a drop of water, then watch as he sells them to rich men who marvel at the invisible animals but never think to ask what they mean. You draft a letter to Jefferson about democracy, signing it with a false name, only to see your words printed in pamphlets you'll later watch burn in southern town squares. Everywhere you go, you plant seeds: vaccination, suffrage, the germ of electricity, but the soil is too rocky, the season too short. The world isn't ready. They catch you in Philadelphia in a printer's shop where you've been setting type for a treatise on human rights. The sheriff's men don't ask questions. They've been paid by a plantation owner who recognized your face from a broadsheet warning about a seditious mind. The cell they throw you into is underground, the walls slick with mold that could save 1,000 lives if only someone knew how to use it. The trial lasts 6 minutes. The judge calls you a danger to the natural order. When they sentence you to the asylum, the crowd cheers. The doctors are kind in their way. They let you have chalk to scratch your numbers on the walls. They bring you newspapers so they can laugh at your ravings about ships that fly and voices trapped in wires. When you scream about the coming war, they increase your laudanum. When you weep for the millions who will die in trenches not yet dug, they diagnose melancholia. The day your hands grow too shaky to hold the chalk, you use your fingernails instead, carving a single word again and again into the softwood of your cot. Remember, you die on a Tuesday. The orderly who finds your body is a boy of 20, his face pockmarked from a childhood disease you could have prevented. He pauses, just for a moment, to study the walls, the endless, beautiful, useless equations spiraling toward the ceiling. Then he picks up his bucket and scrubs them away. Somewhere, a steamship blows its whistle. A telegraph clicks to life. A child is born with your eyes. And the question lingers like smoke after a candle snuffed. What good is a future that refuses to be born?